So you want a new signature scent, but you can't quite find what you're looking for. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my best recommendations for date night fragrances, signature scents, special occasion perfumes, work perfumes, and more. I've spent over a decade curating more than 600 bottles of perfume that capture every mood and every moment. And today I'll be sharing my entire collection with you. By the end of this video, you'll be able to walk away with a list of perfumes to try, and one of them could be your next favorite. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm EJ and I've been collecting perfumes for over 10 years now. Fragrance is my passion and my escape, and my collection reflects everything I love about perfume. While I can't cover all 600 bottles in detail in one video, I'm going to be going through and sharing with you some of my favorite perfumes that I feel like they deserve the spotlight. So I'm going to show you a quick overview of my entire collection, then I'll show you some of my favorite ones, some of the 10 over 10 ones, and some of the ones that did not work out for me, just to keep it real. Starting out with the first category, let's talk about the sexiest perfumes in my collection, aka the date night scents. First up is Amouage Guidance, and this is my ultimate go-to perfume for date nights. It's warm and spicy and irresistible with notes of vanilla and rose. I love this so much that I have the body cream and hair perfume as well. Next is Les Sables Roses from Louis Vuitton, and this is seductive and bold. It's an oud-based perfume that commands attention in the best way. This is probably my favorite oud perfume, and it doesn't even smell like oud. It just smells rich and sophisticated and sexy. Next is Jardins de Misfit Extrait from Une Nuit Nomade. If you love Gourmands, this one is unique and amazing with notes of honey, date, and rose. It's mysterious and alluring, and it is one of the best things I've ever smelled. Next up is House of Beau Rosario, and this is an elegant rosewater, pomegranate, and lemon perfume, and I freaking love it. It smells so clean and elevated and feminine. And then finally there is La Capitale from Zerjoc. This is a caramel, strawberry, and vanilla scent that just smells divine, mouth-watering, and expensive. It was my signature scent for like 3 years straight, and it's still very much a favorite of mine. Moving on to the next category, Gourmands. So Gourmands are some of my favorite perfumes because they smell yummy and edible, and they just make you feel delicious. So here are my favorite gourmand perfumes in my collection. So the first perfume I want to talk about in this category is Master Vanille Essence. This literally smells like vanilla essence, and it's so long lasting, it's crazy. I wore this on Christmas Day and I kept catching whiffs of something that smelled like dessert, only to realize that it was me. So this is absolutely one of my favorite gourmands right now. Next perfume I want to talk about is Maison Mataha Brownie Pop, and this smells like expensive chocolate, to be honest. So if you like Escapade Gourmand, I think you're going to love this one. It's still a delicious gourmand, but it's more chocolate leaning, and the popcorn note here is not too obvious. So if you don't like popcorn, I still think this is worth a shot. This is Feb Gourmand from Guerlain, and honestly it's probably one of the best gourmands that they have. It's a beautiful chocolatey scent, doesn't smell too much like food. So if you're not into your fragrances smelling like food but you still want to try a gourmand, I think this is an amazing one to try. Next is Naco Oasis from Narcotica, and this smells like eating passion fruit on a tropical island, and I cannot find a better way to describe it. If you love your sweet, fruity, gourmand perfumes, you need to get your nose on this one. Finally, we have Cirque du Soleil by Cirque du Soleil. This is literally their perfume, and this smells like caramel popcorn. So if you are not a fan of popcorn scents, this might not be for you, but I personally love it, and it's one of my favorite gourmands to wear in the fall and winter. Next category is rare finds, and these are the perfumes in my collection that I think are truly special. They might be limited edition, or maybe they are just not spoken about a lot, and I have 3 of them. First rare find is Boadicea The Victorious 1907. This perfume was Boadicea's collaboration with Neiman Marcus, and I believe it is limited edition and sold out. and it smells so amazing, and I'm so glad I was able to get my hands on it. My next rare find is Eau de Can from Regime de Fleurs, and this is a warm, fresh, spicy oud. I've never smelled an oud like this, and I also don't see a lot of people talking about it, so it's definitely a hidden gem. Finally, we have Loewe's Polar Ibiza Cosmic. This is a stunning, unique mango and coconut scent that I picked up in Barcelona last summer, and it's not super expensive, but it's special to me because that was a meaningful trip for me, and I also don't see a ton of people talking about this. But if you want a really well done, refined summer scent, I would highly recommend this one. So next category is everyday scents, and these are just casual scents that I think are perfect for everyday wear. And for this category, I tend to go towards perfumes that are versatile and not too overpowering. The first fragrance in my everyday scents collection is Initial Musk Therapy, and this is a clean citrusy scent with sexy CEO vibes, and I just love it. It smells like citrus and blackcurrant, but sophisticated, and it lasts all day. When I used to wear this to work, I would get compliments at the end of my work day after wearing this for like 8 hours straight. I couldn't smell it anymore, but people around me could still smell it. So it definitely has that balance of longevity and not being overpowering. House of Bo Casablanca is the clean scent for those who don't want to smell like laundry detergent. It is relatively light and clean and fresh, but it has a tea note and a fig note that keeps it interesting and fun. Finally, we have Oscar de la Renta Bella Blanca. This is a fresh green white floral that just smells nice and feminine and not overpowering. It's one of those perfumes that I wear to work because it smells professional and put together without doing too much. So the next category is for my special occasion scents, aka my 10 over 10 scents, and these are the best of the best perfumes in my collection. My first 10 out of 10 special occasion perfume is Hibiscus Mahajad by Maison Crivelli. I bought this for my birthday, I want to say 3 years ago, and it's still one of my favorite perfumes to this day that I just save for like birthdays, anniversaries, important date nights and things like that. This is an interesting take on a rose perfume. So if you've ever tried like hibiscus tea, bisap, sobolo, whatever you call it in your culture, this smells like that but with rose, and I just think it smells amazing. Some people say it smells like a tire shop because of the leather. I'm not getting the leather, but hey, just sample before you buy. It would be my advice for you when it comes to this perfume. The next perfume I have here is Amouage Guidance. I already spoke about this, but just to give you some more details, it's rose and vanilla and akigala wood, which is kind of like oud but not as intense as regular oud is, and it just smells really warm and cozy and sexy and just fills up a room. So I definitely think this qualifies as a special occasion and a 10 out of 10 scent. Then the next perfume here is Les Sables Roses from Louis Vuitton. Again, I talked about this earlier in the video, but it's just a really nice rose and oud perfume, and it's got some saffron and some black pepper in there, so it's spicy as well, and it's just a really unique scent that I don't have any other dupes for, which is really interesting. In a collection of my size, you would think that there will be something else that smells like this, but there isn't, and I think Louis Vuitton did a really great job crafting a really amazing unique perfume that you don't see dupes of. And then finally there is Zerjoff La Capitale. This was my signature scent for 3 years because it combines my favorite elements of a perfume. It's got rose, it's gourmand with the vanilla and the strawberry, it's got caramel in there, and it just smells delicious. So yeah, this is definitely a 10 over 10 special occasion perfume for me. So let's talk about my least favorite perfumes. Not every perfume is a winner, especially when your collection is this big. There's bound to be a few duds. So here are the perfumes that did not work out for me. The first perfume that did not work out for me is from Maison Crivelli. Actually, two of their fragrances did not work out for me. Patchouli Magnetic, which I gave away with immediate alacrity, and Ambre Chromatique. For me, amber chromatically is really masculine, and I know that fragrance has no gender, blah blah blah. But some perfumes are so girly pop, and some are so macho man, and this one was definitely a bit too macho man for me. And I think I'll just give it to my husband, to be honest, because I've literally not worn it since I got it. So this was definitely a no for me. The next perfume I did not like is going to ruffle some feathers, but I'm not the biggest fan of Baccarat Rouge. I really wanted to love this, but there's a dentist office vibe in here that just makes me not wear this as much as I want to. This is the extrait, which is better than the original in my opinion, but there's still something slightly medicinal that I just don't enjoy in this fragrance. Final perfume that has not worked out for me so far is Moroccan Iris from Lager. This is definitely a me problem. I'm definitely the drama here because Iris just doesn't work out on my skin chemistry as much as I would love for it to. It's a tricky note for me. I love it on other people and I love it like on the paper strip, but something about my skin just doesn't work out with Iris, and this perfume makes me feel nauseous when I wear it. Same with Iris Malikan from Maison Crivelli. So I'm noticing a trend that I just don't get along with Iris in a lot of perfumes. So yeah, that's why I don't love this one. I just wanted to show you the rest of my collection. While I didn't have time to go through all 600 bottles individually, I still wanted to give you a quick overview and show you how I arranged them. So let's go to the shelf. So let's start with this first shelf here. This shelf is organized by brand, and I have Roja, House of Beau, as well as Zerjoff. I have maybe 6 perfumes from Roja, and I'll just share my favorites real quick. I love Sweetie Oud, which is right here, and I also like Elixir. It's a really nice kind of everyday perfume for me as well. I don't know why I did not mention that during the part of the video where I was talking about my favorite everyday perfumes. And then for House of Beau, I already talked about Rosario with you and Casablanca, but I also like Oro Verde. It smells like being in a forest in the best possible way. And Bonbon is my favorite fragrance, my favorite gourmand perfume from this house. And then we have Zerjoff, which is one of my favorite fragrance brands. And apart from La Capitale, which I already talked about, another one I love from them is More Than Words. Moving on to the second shelf, this is also arranged by brand. And if you see any dust on my bottles, remember we listen and we don't judge, okay? Because I haven't had time to clean them in a while. Okay, so starting off right here, we have Guerlain. To be honest, I love pretty much everything from this house, but my favorites are Feb Gourmand, which I already talked about, Vanille Planifolia Extrait, which is literally pure vanilla extract, and then I also love Tobacco Honey. This is amazing for the fall and winter. It actually smells like a smoky honey scent. And then moving on to Wilhelm, I have a few favorites from the house as well. Apart from Dear Polly, Poets of Berlin is my other favorite perfume from Wilhelm. And then I have 9 bottles from Fragrance du Bois. And my favorites from them are Solstice. So Solstice is nutmeg and cardamom and citrus. So like a citrusy spicy perfume, which is a very unique combination in my collection. So I love this one. It's perfect for that transition period between summer and fall. And then I also like Serene from them, which is like their take on a cherry perfume. This is a very well done cherry. And then I also love Lovers. This is a really nice passion fruit scent. So those are my top 3 from Fragrance du Bois. Then I love Amouage. You all already know about Guidance, but a hidden gem from the brand is Crimson Rocks. And they do body lotions and hair perfumes for Guidance as well. This shelf is arranged by color. So I know some people like to arrange by like fragrance family, but when I mentally think of my perfumes, I think of them in the color of their bottles first, so it's easier for me to find it this way. So yeah, these are just a bunch of random orange, red and green perfumes, but just to pick out some of my favorites from this shelf, I love the Chronic Rouge Extreme from Byron. Flamenco from Ramon Mongal is a really nice rose scent. One of the best rose scents in my collection, actually. And then I have Flower Bomb Tiger Lily from Victor and Rolf right here. And then I have Mula Mula Double Caramel, which I also really love. This shelf has turned into my shelf for my prettiest perfume bottles. Starting off with Villa Primrose from Atelier des Ors. You probably can't see, but this has gold flakes in it, and it's a really nice rose scent. And then I have this Dolly Parton perfume. But my pride and joy here is my House of Sillage cupcakes. I literally bought a cupcake stand to put them in, and they are just so cute. I cannot. And then here you have my bluish and purplish bottles. I love how my Jacob's perfumes look. I have the Good Girl hair perfume here. Moving on to this shelf here. This is also arranged by brand. I have Electimos, Eccentric Molecules, Replica, Mancera, Tamin, and Valentino. I would say my favorite Mancera perfume is Wild Cherry. This is my favorite from Electimos. It's called Mercurial Cashmere. And then for Tamin, I love Peregrina and Blue Heart. Those are my favorites from the brand. And for Valentino, I like pretty much everything that I've got right here. So that's that for this shelf. This shelf, perfumes are arranged by brand. We have Bond, Maison Serre, Juliette Has a Gun, The Harmonist, Gritty, and Creed here in the corner. So let me just show you some of my favorites from each brand. So for Bond, my favorite is Nomad. This is like a really nice gourmand. There's some rose, some oud. It really has all of the elements that make a great fragrance for me. And then from Maison Serre, my favorite is For Your Love. From Juliette Has a Gun, one of my favorites is Pear Ink. It's a really nice fruity, my skin but better type of scent. And then from The Harmonist, my favorites are Moon Glory, which is a really fantastic honey scent. Yin Transformation, which is a really nice, fresh, everyday scent. My current favorite from Gritty is Hysterica. This is honey, plum, rum. It's a very boozy, sweet, delicious scent, and I love it. And then I also love Mango Oud from them. This was really my perfume this past summer. From Creed, my favorites are Carmina and Queen of Silk. Aventus for Her. So those are my top 3 Creed perfumes. Okay, so this is also arranged by color, and it's a mix of niche and designer perfumes. This shelf is also arranged by brand, and it's a mix of niche brands and a couple of designer brands. This shelf is also arranged by brand, and it's mostly niche perfumes apart from Floral Street. And then on this shelf, I mostly have my Arab perfumes and a few niche and designer perfumes. This is like a mix mash of all of my perfumes. And then on this shelf, I have some really nice niche brands. I have Goldfield and Banks over there, and I have the House of Oud in these really interesting bottles. And then on this shelf right here, I have a few of my favorite affordable brands: Finery, Soli Notes, Fleur, as well as Lemon Gourmand. And then finally on this shelf, this is where I hold all my new perfumes received in PR or any new fragrance I want to talk about before I move it to its final home. I have some stuff from Maste, BDK, Une Nuit Nomade, Juicebox, Creed, and just a few other brands. So that's what this final shelf here is for. And then the next thing I want to talk about is my personal favorites, and these are perfumes that hold special memories for me. Starting off here with Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. This was the first perfume I bought when I moved to the States, and as you can see, I wore it into the ground. I don't want to run out of it, so I've stopped wearing it, but it's a delicious caramel scent. Maison Serre, For Your Love was what I wore to my crop wedding, which turned out to be the only wedding we had, and I love it. It has such special memories for me, and it's definitely one of my favorite perfumes. Next are Herba Pura and La Capitale from Xerjoff. These were the first niche perfumes I bought, and I didn't look back. They introduced me to the world of niche perfumes, and that's why they're in my personal favorites. Wilhelm Dear Polly is my ultimate comfort scent, and it's perfect for winding down at the end of the day. I love tea, and this literally smells like tea, so I find it very warm and comforting, and I just love it. And then finally for this category is Wild Vanilla Orchid. This was the perfume I wore on my first date with my husband, and so now it's part of like my memories of meeting him, and it's such a gorgeous, unique, woody vanilla scent. I feel like perfumes do a really great job of helping you hold on to memories. You could literally smell a perfume and to take you right back to the moment where something significant happened while you were wearing that perfume, and that is what these perfumes do for me. So this was just a glimpse into my fragrance collection, and I'm so excited to share more with you in the future. If there's any specific category that stood out to you in this video, please let me know in the comments and I can do a dedicated video about that category. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.